everyone loved it, so it was a great success. Another update is our winter formal dance, which is being held here at the high school on January 21st from 7 to 10. So far, we've sold 400 tickets, and we're hoping to sell a lot more. The theme for the dance is Northern Lights or and lastly, we have a club fair tomorrow that we're organizing. 14 representing colleges will be here, and it'll be an event for juniors and seniors to be able to attend. And thank you again for letting us share with what we've been doing as a leadership class in here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Superintendent's report, Mr. Bennett.
Not much for you today. We just got back from winter break. Some of you may have experienced the ice, and Robert has a great story to tell about a former shop if you have a chance to ask him. The one thing that I think is going to loom heavy on all of us is with the new administration, it'll be the budget process will take place shape here in February. It'll be a long session. We'll find out what the state allocation will be for public ed. We have a winter conference coming up for the administrators coalition. Hopefully we have a better idea what our lobbyists are going to push on. Today we talked, I think, last month about quality education model being near $11 billion. We're nowhere near that right now. I think currently we're at 9.15, 9.3. So there's gonna be a big gap. There'll be a lot of competing interests, I'm sure. And is with any new administration, folks like to make their mark a bit early, and we'll see how that mark is made. Again, with the governor having taken office yesterday, so it's really all I have for you.
Questions for her?
Good news is she says she's prioritizing education.
I don't want to.
Sounds good.
I don't want to not respond to good news. I will take a bit of a more measured approach. In my experience in public education, oftentimes I think we've been a little bit left disenchanted by how people define prioritizing public education. And so I think that's the vernacular that does resonate with everybody. And then we just have to see what's behind that definition. And so I think it would be in our best interest to remain steadfast in what it is we try to do and make our pieces fit with those new buckets that money comes to us in, which is what we've tried to do for the last 12, 13 years. So I do believe we've done it successfully. I think I'm being neutral.
Can't see the numbers.
That's what I see.
We have one yellow card from the citizens, so Joshua Hopkins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, address the board. I have a question. It's not even a question, it's a comment. There's many organizations out there that are providing school information on education, books, and things that are provided in our libraries. And the level of age-appropriate material that is becoming an issue that may be provided to children at certain levels. And as I look through the list of some of the books, I'm finding that quite a few of them we're providing to our children here in the Oregon Trail School District. And I think maybe going through some of this material and finding out if it's truly appropriate for the children might be something we might want to look into.
Thank you for the comment.
Thank you.
Certified staff, Allison.
She is.
Have you back? Have power at home?
Yep.
No trees across the road?
So I hope you had a nice holiday. I traditionally come up and talk about our struggles, how teachers are faring given various issues. I want to do something slightly different this evening, if that's all right. It's something that WEA is working on internally, and that's the teacher spotlight. So, well, you know, I tend to talk about our challenges. I thought it would be nice to celebrate. And so, like I said, this is something we're doing internally. This is a colleague kind of nominated situation. And so this is what somebody said about a teacher at Kelso for January. So this was about Nick Coburn, teacher at Kelso Elementary. Again, this was written by a colleague. And this person said the following about Nick. I'm nominating Nick Coburn because of his dedication to his job and willingness to go above and beyond to teach kids the importance of taking care of their health and their bodies, while making it fun at the same time. Kids look forward to PE each week because of these lessons and the connections he makes with each of them. He goes out of his way to get to know his students and help them overcome any challenges they may be going through. Nick also uses some of his time during the day to help classroom teachers. He takes kids on running breaks if they need to get energy out. He comes in and supports teachers if they are struggling with students, and he's always willing to offer a hand when we are short-staffed. Nick always gives 150% of his job, and it shows. I think Nick Coburn deserves this spotlight. So something really positive. And then the last thing I wanted to follow up with is to acknowledge School Board Recognition Month. I would assume it's really difficult to be a school board member, generally speaking, but more so in recent times. And so I believe personally that, you know, a school district is like the heart of a community, especially a community like Sandy. So I want to take a moment to thank you for your contribution to educators, to students, all the staff, and ultimately the community. I think you deserve that recognition and that thank you. So thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. We do have 3 questions.
Really, emphasis on that part.
Appreciate it. Thanks. And classified as a report this week. Consent agenda. I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Action items. Approval of the Calculus Education Service District Local Service.
We didn't even ask you about it, looking very junk.
Yeah, that's right. Well, good evening. It's good to be here with you tonight.
Time in us again.
In person, yeah, that's right. I've been told to be skinny, so. But good evening. It's good to be here with you this evening. And Happy New Year to everyone. This is our annually, Clackamas ESD comes to meet with each of our local school boards in all 10 school districts to share our local service plan with you. And tonight we provided you with 3 documents. There should be a local service plan.
Mr. Duane, can I
Yes.
just real quick, and you can be like, why are you interrupting me? Just because we have some new folks that might not know what an ESD is, can you explain what an ESD is briefly?
Sure. Yeah.
Just in advance.
Education Service District is something that's spelled out in state law. And there are 19 regional service districts in the state. And our job is really to help school districts provide services more efficiently and effectively by combining resources and utilizing and finding synergies. So some school districts are receiving all services, and some are choosing to receive some, and only some. And then we also provide services and programs in the area of technology and in special education, in early childhood, and teaching and learning. Those are our main areas of focus.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And so there are 3 documents there. The first is that local service plan, which I'll talk about in just a minute. The other two, and that's here for you tonight to consider for adoption. The other 2 are informational items only. One of those is an annual report on the 21-22 usage for Working Trail School District, and that's for your reference and information. And then our annual report is titled All Rise, and that's just a report and a series of vignettes and information about all the services that the Clackamas ESD provided and some of the stories from the 21-22 school year. So before I talk specifically about the local service plan process, so I do want to express some thank yous. First of all, to Aaron Bear, your superintendent, who is a valued member of our regional superintendents group. And that group collaborates regularly and shares information and really works together to address challenges as they come forward. And Aaron stepped up to serve as our chair last year, and so I really appreciate his leadership. I also want to say thank you to DJ Anderson, who served last year on our Clackamas CSD board budget committee. And we really hope that he will join our board again and other district board representatives for our budget committee this year. That's coming up. And we also want to single out Tim Bellinger and just acknowledge him. And he is viewed as one of the deans of the regional business managers, and when he speaks, people definitely listen, and he's particularly helpful to a number of brand new business managers in county. Also want to say thank you to Scott Coleman, who has been a great regional leader on cybersecurity, and he has really been a stellar example for other districts to follow. Other advisory group members from Oregon Trail School District are recognized on page 10 and 11 of our local service plan, and that calls out several of those professionals who meet regularly with their regional advisory groups that are facilitated by the Clackamas CSD. And we really appreciate their commitment to this collaborative work and their peers across the county. I would be remiss not to also mention that January is School Board Appreciation Month. So I also want to say thank you and echo some of the comments made earlier. We are really grateful for your leadership and your volunteer service on behalf of youth in the community and public education, not only in January, but all year long. And as a gesture of our thanks, we have presented you with a set of note cards that are featuring student artwork from our 22 Clackamas CSD Regional Art Show. So a few notes about that local service plan and how we create it. Again, it is required by the state, and it's done annually. It covers all the services that the ESD will provide to local school districts in the coming fiscal year. And the district advisory groups provide input on that plan and the development of it. And then the plan's approved by our regional superintendents and our ESD board before it comes to you for your approval and consideration. It reflects the partnership between the ESD and all of the school districts we serve. As I said earlier, there are resolution services that are provided to all school districts. Those include special education programs and opportunities, technology and data, teaching and learning support, as well as district revenue that comes to you as a district, and you can apply that to ESD services of your choice. It also covers information about contracts and grant services. Those mainly are in the area of early learning, and again, special education, technology, and teaching and learning. There are also multiple student support services that we provide and district technical support services that are provided through the Student Success Act funding, and that's separate from the local service plan. That just goes right from the state to ESDs for us to provide additional services, but I want to call that out as well. And as I said, that plan is approved already by the superintendents, and which also includes our college president, Tim Cook from the Clackamas Community College, and then also the Clackamas CSD board. I want to share just a couple pieces of information about your fiscal year review, and just point out to you that in Oregon Trail, more than $4.3 million in total services were provided, and that's an increase of about $600,000 from the prior year. More than $850,000 in revenue was funneled directly to you as a school district, and that's about $180,000 from the prior year. We really have some vibrant partnerships providing early learning services, including bioliteracy development, improving STEM learning opportunities, supporting multilingual learners, special education services to students with some very complex needs. And we also provide support to school nurses and counselors, helping address student mental health needs and improving curriculum and instruction, improving our networking phone system and other technology tools. Hopefully the format of that report in particular is helpful to you, and we appreciate any feedback you have about how we can make that report more useful to you in the future. And then last, just to call out about the annual report, that is to provide some more information and depth on the impact of the work
questions?
All right, what would you say some of the major changes were from last year to this year?
Pardon?
Were there any major changes between the plan last year and this year, or?
No, between the 2021 and the 2022 plan, there were very few changes. Between the 2022 and the 22-23 plan, there were mainly some changes in technology services, and some of the support services that we're providing in that area. Other than that, no, there's not any significant change. One of the issues I think that we've faced, much like other school districts in special education, we really struggled on staffing, and so we've made some programmatic changes in the prior school year that we've been able to backfill and restore, as we're providing a 4-day program that we really wanted to be providing a 5-day program in some cases, and we've been able to restore that in this particular year, and plan to continue that.
I think that's an ongoing problem for everybody.
Yeah.
There's no further questions. I'll entertain a motion to approve the local service plan.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
Appreciate your partnership.
Sandy Hyde out-of-state travel was discussed at last month's meeting.
Yeah, I think there were just a couple of folks that may not have been aware. I just wanted to bring attention to that one more time because I think that JD does an outstanding job with our journalism program. And so you see down there, we did discuss it. There was some thought about putting it in consent, but JD is requesting to take some students to San Francisco for a journalism convention. And there have been hundreds and hundreds of awards that our students have been awarded over his 10-year. No, his tenure here, and he's not here with us today, but his tenure here at the City High School. And so I'm a huge proponent of JD keeping that alive. I think we're one of the few places that still tries to produce an actual paper, and it's not just online. And so JD has kept that alive. I think it's important. Kinesthetic for kids to turn pages, right? To stimulate them that way instead of just trying to scroll through online resources, if you will. So that's JD's got the kids are getting the money. There won't really be a cost to the school district, save for us saying, hey, we are going this out to you guys.
Any questions about the travel?
How many students was that?
He's got a handful of students. I think last he said it was 7 or 8.
Okay.
They're already committed.
Great. So we approve.
Yes.
I can make a motion to approve the out-of-state travel request for St. Matt publications.
I moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Budget calendar.
Yeah, Mr. Bellinger could be with us this evening. However, we do want to get the budget calendar approved. You have a calendar in your agenda there on page 50. This calendar is not atypical. I think there's one modification that we made 2 years past. Spring break this year is the week of the 27th because that's the last full week in March. In years past, the last full week in March has been the prior week. So he made an adjustment based on where spring break was. The rest of the calendar would read as a traditional budget calendar. And so if it's the pleasure of the board to approve that, we will post that with the necessary steps to inform our community when that budget, those budget committees will meet, and we will begin and conclude the budget process.
Just to note, there's a typo on the last date, 9/3/09/2023. Probably be 9/30/2023.
It's a long month.
I don't want to get to the paper 300 days later.
We will get it right. He does like to use a 10 key instead of a typewriter, so we'll make sure.
I just wanted to make sure that it was copied before I got published.
Right, thank you.
Any further discussion or I'll entertain a motion to approve? For a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. No information items. The next meeting for OTA is February 2nd, and the next board meeting for us is February 13th. If there's no other business before the board, we will recess and reconvene in 5 minutes for a executive session.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Recording stopped.
Does look like our girls beat David Douglas tonight? Yeah, all right. Good.
All right.